Hello, hello, I'm Steve, and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity, where we have our character Lotharian Vale and his faithful,
Hi?
or at least weird new companion, Aloth. And we've just entered Offra's house, which was, from the first parts, Kaliska's sister, who had sent her a specific, a note saying, please come to the Gilded Vale, which apparently had Kaliska worried. So we're here to check up on her. A Dyrwood woman is standing in front of the fireplace, humming a quiet tune to herself, or perhaps to her unborn child, for she's clearly quite pregnant. She turns her head slightly as you enter.
Good day, stranger.
Well, finally, I was starting to think. The woman makes a startled noise once she turns around and sees you. Oh, I'm sorry, I was expecting someone else. She gives you a cautious smile. Can I help you? I'm just barging into your house. I just arrived in Guild Vale. I thought I'd get to know the locals. Nice cat. Who are you expecting? Nice cat. Offer smiles brightly. Oh, thank you. She's a sweetheart. Keeps the house clear of mice, too. Uh, who are you expecting? My sister, Kaliska, is traveling with one of the caravans. She sent a letter before she came. Said she was going to pay her way by working as a guard for the caravan master. She always was a tough one. She pauses. I don't suppose you've seen her on the road, or the caravan, perhaps. It's Master Odima's. Got bad news. The caravan was attacked and we escaped, but Kaliska was caught in a bivouac. I was with that caravan. I'm afraid the rest of the caravan was killed. Kaliska didn't make it. So the caravan was attacked and we escaped, but Kaliska was caught in a bivouac. Offer covers her mouth with a hand, eyes wide with horror. For a few moments she can manage nothing but a strangled, voiceless gasping, her eyes brimming with tears. I told her it was a dangerous path to take. Kaliska was always so certain she could take on any danger, Offer sniffs. Oh, my poor sister. I'm sorry, stranger. I can't believe she's gone. If only I hadn't called her here. If I hadn't written to her, she might still be alive somewhere. Offer's face crumples and a solitary tear slides down her cheek. Why did you send for Kaliska? Kaliska mentioned that she thought you needed help. Perhaps I can provide some assistance. Quit your sniveling. How are you going to raise a child if you're this weak? Is there anything I can do? Kaliska mentioned that she thought you needed help. Perhaps I can provide assistance. Offer looks at you with some surprise before dabbing at her nose with a sleeve. That's kind of you to offer, but I don't know if I could impose this on you. It's not a small favor. It's a RPG with D&D aspects. Of course it's not a small favor. Offer wipes at her eyes. I'm worried about the baby, about the legacy. I told Kaliska as much as I could, but all I know is that for a long time now, every child born in Gilded Vale has been soulless, empty. It happens to so many mothers, and Lord Redrick, he's exiled all of them, calling it a sign of the gods' disfavor, she sniffs. With my Hathort gone, I don't know how I'd manage if I lost my home, too. I hoped Kaliska could help me. They say Ranga, the old midwife, knows a way to prevent a child being hollowborn. She moved south to Anslog's Compass 2 seasons ago. The journey's too far for me. I can't make it as I am. But I don't have anyone else now with Kaliska gone. More tears run down her face. Please, can you help me? So, I don't... Kind wayfarers and gold-packed knights would get me a reaction, but I haven't met them yet. I'll find Ranga for you. That's a long ways to go. What's in this for me? I'll think about it if I ever head that way. I'm not one for charity. Handle this yourself. I guess I'll find Ranga for you. Offer blinks eyes wide. You will? Oh, gods bless you. Here, I'll give you a coin to pay her with. You needn't trouble yourself with that. I think it's drink she fashions out of. Well, I'm not sure, but it shouldn't be too much of a burden to carry back. Anslog's Compass is what we call the lagoon to the south. You'll have to cross the wilds to get there. That's what keeps me from trying it myself. She clasps her hands together. Thank you again, truly. You'll be saving us both. She sits a hand on her stomach, smiling through her tears. So now we have to go to Anslog's compass.
Huh?
Stealing. Okay, no, we're not going to do that.
No problem.
Kitty? Well, I can click on it, but I can't interact with it. So we got another quest now. Like I said, I want to check out the town as it is before I head off. Let's go down here. There is a plant that I can loot. Oh, and there's one over here. Let's just go over here first. Let's speed it up too. So let's grab that. And come over here. And we'll grab this. Let's check out these ruins. That's a pretty picture with weird gems. Are those like soul gems or something? I don't even know. The Audra. Oh, and there's a guy in here. Rising sun and 3 dawn stars, a symbol of Eothas. Let's go talk to him. Wharton. A man lies resting against the wall, lit by the dimmed illuminations of fading sconces. He has a gaunt, fox-like aspect, and his face is pale and damp with sweat. One arm is held loosely against his side, sleeves soaked with blood. He gives you an anxious glance as you near, his features twisted with pain. Have a care if you mean to go in. He casts a quick look towards the doorway to his left. This place is not so empty as I thought. This temple isn't what it used to be, probably for the best. Times being as they are. He groans and shifts position, wincing. I'm no looter, if that's what you're thinking. Not one of the faithful either. Just wanted to do some good, I suppose. Got my arm clawed up for it. He regards you warily. Maybe you'd have better luck. Better luck with what? The man points a finger upwards. Oh, man points a finger upwards. These ruins around us used to be a temple of Eothas, the scattered god. A grand temple at that. His worshippers would come from all over the Dyrwood. From Red Saras even. Until the war, of course. Even then, you'd get some of the stubborn ones. The ones that couldn't get it through their heads that their god was dead and gone. So I don't know about Eothas. So there is a requirement not met. Lord Roderick allowed them to worship. Kids. Go on. Once the legacy started, Lord Roderick decided he's been too lenient on the Eothasians. He had his people go in and put them to the sword, left them down there, buried under a heap of rock. After that, Roderick ordered the temple sealed. It's been years like that, up until recently. Lord Roderick hopes that if we rededicate the temple to a living god, then we'll be forgiven, and the legacy will end, see? He smiles wryly. But until then, the temple is as you see it, unguarded. That's where you come in. Wharton licks his lips. Those priests, maybe they didn't have a lick of sense between them, but they still didn't deserve to go out like that. Chopped down in their god's house. It doesn't sit right with me. If you can get down there, find their remains, maybe we can finally give them a proper burial. Wharton breathes out. No small task. There's coin in it for you, if you need motivating. Ayla's cautious expression softens. A pleasant surprise to see that someone around here has a shred of respect for the dead. I'll find them, I'll take it. You aren't supposed to be in here, they're long dead, what does it matter where they're buried? Wait, you want me to bring you some skeletons? Let's see. Wait, you want me to bring you some skeletons? I'd bury them where they are if I could. I know it's a little macabre, but if we don't get them out now, Roderick's liable to destroy whatever's left of them. I take it you aren't supposed to be here. Wharton laughs bleakly. Well, I meant to be in and out, nice and quick. I'm not hurting anyone. It's just Lord Roderick's forbidden anyone having anything to do with the scattered god. It'd be a little harder to explain to him than you. It's a good cause, though, isn't it? And you could make some coin in the process. Sure, pay me, whatever. I'll find them. By the flame, I owe you a good turn. But listen, the temple's been sealed off for so long. It's crawling with creatures, but if you get past them, the priests would have been down on the lower floor. They'll be there still if they're anywhere. Those priests had all kinds of secret chambers, switches in the walls, trick sconces, that kind of thing. Keep an eye out and take care down there. I wouldn't want to have to send someone else after your remains. I'll wait here by the stairs and keep a lookout. Maybe try to patch myself up some. So he's up and at him now. But I have a new quest and there's a lot of enemies, so as I said, I'm gonna rest before doing like major quests, but I wanted to look around the city. So we're gonna wait on that. Maybe there's some stuff like Alos mini thing that I can do for experience too before I head in there.
Sure.
Anything to pick up over here? No. Black Hammer Smithery. Let's go in here. Okay, so we got a big old smithy that seems to be being used here. A lot of stuff I could steal, but I'd probably be... Oh, actually, that's not stealable. Let's go check that out. Daily affirmations of focus and efficiency. Alright, let's walk over here. Because those guys, I just reach out to their souls. These guys are unnamed, but Tuatanu. This Amau man is of an impressive build, towering above the countertop. His skin is the dusky blue of the deeper oceans, and his thick arms boast corded muscle. Small ears frame a square-jawed face coated in smeared soot and arcing black tattoos alike. He offers a broad smile as you approach. Welcome. You're the first new face I've seen in quite some time. What can I do for you? What do you have here? You come to us at a strange time, I'm afraid. The stock's not quite what it... The stock's not what it used to be, but we've fine weapons and armor to offer yet, all forged right here at the Black Hammer. What happened? We just don't have the supplies. Been expecting the next delivery for near on a week now, and haven't seen a sign of it. Have to expect that they were hit by bandits. The road out east is crawling with them, or my workers ran off with the wagon themselves. Maybe to make some coin. Tuatanu snorts, as if that lot would dare. He's right about the bandits. The dire situations in villages like this, and the exodus to the cities, has created far too many opportunities for unscrupulous sorts. Tuatanu scratches his jaw, thinking, if you happen to be headed that way, maybe you could keep an eye out for the supply wagon, or my shipment at least. They'd be cutting through the Black Meadow, I expect. Only good road for it. Okay. As it is, most of our weapons go to His Grace Lord Roderick. Tuatanu glances at the nearby guard, and that's as it should be, but it doesn't leave much for outsiders. We just don't have the iron. I'll see them back safe and sound. Where was the wagon traveling from? Yeah. We send the wagon up to New Humar with weapons, and it swings round through Loghorn and the like to purchase supplies. Shortest route back is through the Black Meadow, and then north through the wilds. Tuatanu shakes his head. Had a trader come through with a word they'd made it to Loghorn, but haven't heard a thing since. Sure, I'll find your supplies. Tuatanu nods. Then you have my thanks. You bring those supplies back, and I'll have plenty more to offer you. A discount to start. Oh, and if you find my workers, tell them to hurry it up, or they can take up farming instead. So yet another mission. I'm not gonna risk stealing right now. I'll probably up my stealth a little bit next time I level up, and I'll probably be able to like stealth into those places and grab the stuff. I am a rogue after all. I'm not going for highly virtuous guy, so stealing's not below me. And we got some more stuff here. We got this map marker. So that showed up Magrin's Fork. Since we're going south through the wilds, I'm imagining Anslog's compass is down here. And he said east, so Black Meadow should be over here. Okay. Let's go up here. This is a road east, so yeah, Esternwood, okay. Guess not. It's probably just somewhere else, I guess. So where else do we have? Ingrid's house. Some ale and beer. Thank you very much. Oh, Naunton, the guy from the road. Let's get a book. Ingrid, this man and woman appear to have been deep in conversation, working at closing two bulging sacks. They move to embrace until the woman notices your approach and pauses, her smile faltering a little bit.
Well met, friend.
Can we help you? She looks to her companion, brows furrowing with confusion. Do you know this man, Naunton? Naunton coughs. Yes, I think we met in the Valewood. I warned him about the bear. He inclines his head. Glad to see you've made it. Was there something else you wanted? You two seem to be in a hurry. Or, you two seem to be in good spirits for people who just lost a friend. Is there anything you can tell me about Gilder? You two seem to be in good spirits for, you know, having lost what I assume, husband and friend. That's unkind of you to say. I'm grieving my husband in my fashion. I'm only sorry I could not convince him to leave Gilded Vale before this happened. I'm relieved to be rid of this terrible place, that's all. It's cost me the greater part of my life, and now my husband, and I'm glad to be free of it. Seem to be in a hurry. Yes, I imagine so, Ingrid laughs. We're packing for a trip. Actually, I've been meaning to visit Defiance Bay, and... She looks at Naunton. Well, in truth, I think I've had my fill of this town. Naunton reaches to take her hand. It's time for some new scenery, he says. Is there anything you could tell me? Only that you'll want to be moving on as soon as you can. You'll have seen the tree, I imagine, but the rot goes deeper. If you were looking for work, I'd say you have a better chance of it elsewhere. We're headed for Defiance Bay ourselves, Naunton adds. Wow. Okay. So, see ya, I guess. Whatever. I have a feeling there's more to that if I go fight the bear eventually, so that'll happen later when I'm not going to just die immediately. So, last place that we can check really is the windmill. Ah, and it seems we might have some sort of encounter. We know there's more grain in there, Trumbull. Swainer. Okay. We won't settle for scraps while you grow fat on our crops. A muffled shout emerges from inside the mill. The first of you drunkards come through that door gets a shot between the eyes. Gods hear me, Swainor. I'll put you down like a dog. Come away for now, lads, but we'll be back. Trumbull, and we'll have fair prices, or by the flames we'll have a reckoning. So, they're walking away. Those guys were all talk. grab this first. An elven man stands before you, his relatively stocky build suggesting a life of labor. His face is pale and drawn, and his eyes wide behind him. A younger man and woman exchange worried glances. The miller raises a club as you enter. It shakes violently in his grip. Get back if you value your life! Hold on, I'm not here to hurt anyone. Miller hesitates, then lowers the club. Wait, I know you. You just came into town, right? Don't tell me Swainer already got his claws into you. Gods, it's all I need. What was all that ruckus about? My name is Lotharian Vale. I've only just arrived in Gilded Vale. I thought you could use some help. Those people out there seem pretty angry. I don't like being threatened. Who's Swainer? My name is Lotharian Vale. I've only just arrived. Trumbull shakes his head. You picked a bad time to come visiting. Gilded Vale's had all its shine scraped off. Just a big dung heap now. And Swainer thinks he's king of it. They're all of them mad. What was all the ruckus outside? Trumbull shakes his head. Where to begin? Swainer's whipped them up into a froth, going on about the grain stores, claims I've hidden away most of it. All I do with the grain is sell it. I can't create it out of thin air, and I can't hand it out for free. I pay the farmers for the crops they bring in, and I sell what comes out of the mill. Most of it goes to the Black Hound, on the west side of town, for ale, and Swainer, his lot, sure don't mind that part. You take a look at the fields on the way into town, the crop's blighted, and most of what I'm getting from the farmers. Trumbull gestures to the sacks and containers. It's gone off, rotted through. Ugh. So we got a lot of rotted grain, apparently. I can't pay top prices for blighted wheat, and I've barely got enough good grain to go around. Swainer's howling after things he has no right to. Maybe I ought to have a talk with Swainer then. Seems like a pretty clean story for a messy situation. And maybe I ought to talk to him. Miller all but sags with relief. I'd be grateful if you did. He won't listen to me anymore. But maybe you'll have better luck. Tell him we're all having a hard time of it, and we'll all have to make some sacrifices. We'll be in your debt for it if you can convince him. I have something else to ask.
Greetings.
I have more question about the whole situations. Well, it's to explain it. It isn't very complicated. Seems like a pretty clean story for a messy situation. It's not, he pauses. Look, Swainer's always been a rotten bastard. With stores so limited, maybe I save the good stuff for people who deserve it. Offer, for instance. She's expecting a child. Should I let her starve instead? So, he is saving some grain. The good grain for people he likes. So that's not great. But still, he doesn't, like, he's put a point that a lot of it's rotted, everything else, so it is hard to come by good grain. Do the villagers know about the grain supply? Trumbull looks embarrassed. Some, the innkeeper for instance. It's better not to worry anyone. I'll be trading for supplies soon enough. If we can just keep things calm until then, we'll be in the clear. The innkeeper? Trumbull winces. I wouldn't drink the ale is all I'm saying. Okay.
Welcome.
Okay, that's done with. That's stealing, but I'm actually... It's far enough away
My
from
eyes are
them.
peeled.
Yeah, look. The meter saying I'm noticed is going away. So you had 2 grain, which is mine now.
Huh?
That's okay.
Got it.
Yay, my strange little stealthiness has come in handy right now. I can make more pie. Or whatever. So that seems to be it for places we can really visit in the city. So I'm going to come this way and go over. Oh, wait. Grab this. What was this again? It doesn't have a name on it. Let's see. Oh, it's people and a bunch of stealing, which I can't do right inside of there. These are people I can reach out to their souls, but there's nothing special about them. That's why there wasn't a name on the main map. So now that that's done, we'll go back to the Black Hound and rest. I know that this episode has mostly been about story and finding out about the people of Gilded Vale, but as you can tell, we also picked up the quest from the windmill, the quest from Afra, the quest down in the ruins, the quest from the blacksmith, and we have the main quest. So all in all, we have 5 quests now, all because I searched around the city. So that will come in handy. And Swainer is over here, so we can actually finish that quest easy enough.
Good day
But just
to
in
you.
case we fight, I'd like to look into a room, have a nice little rest for free. That is a beautiful cutscene too. It's like it's very calming and everything else. They did a great job. Wait, your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken and find yourself in front of Gilded Vale's gallows tree, creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face is shriveled inward like moldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she is mere inches from your face. Suddenly her head snaps up and her eyes open, and they are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and with a gust of rancid air she speaks a word. Watcher! You jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Though it fills you with a new queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, only to confirm she is truly dead. Okay, so Visions of Whispers, find the dwarf woman. And we leveled up! Okay, though.
Yeah? Sure.
That's going to be it for the episode. Next episode, we're going to level up our characters, obviously. We are going to probably recruit somebody new, maybe. And we are going to go talk to the dwarf, talk to Swainor, and get whatever we can done with the main story and such. So, as always, would you kindly subscribe if you could, like if you would, and I will see you next time on the Pillars of Eternity.